Right. Hi guys, good afternoon. This afternoon we're going to be focusing more on back bends. So as you know, with back bends, we don't want to get the back bend on the low back. Instead, we want to take it higher up. So we want the stretch to go into our upper back. So we're stretching the front side of the body, but then we're engaging as well the back side of the body. So we're going to stretch the shoulders, we're going to stretch the pecs, we're going to stretch the abdominal muscles as well. It also needs a little bit of openness in the side body. And also openness in the hip flexor. There's plenty of things that goes on during a back bend. That's why we really need to be careful and we really need to be mindful about our movements and also stay true to what you are feeling. If you do feel pain, especially in the low back when we are doing the back bends, kindly come out of the pose. Don't stay in a pose of pain, right? Okay, what you're going to need for this class, if you have blocks with you, go ahead and use the blocks. If you have 3 blocks, that's perfect because you will be able to use the 3 blocks for this class. If you also have a strap, then do feel free to use the strap as well, right? Yeah, and thank you so much for those who have contributed to Bohol Brave Warriors to help our frontliners with the personal protective equipment. And if you still do have anything more to share, feel free to keep supporting the Bohol Brave Warriors cause. Right, so let's start on our mats. So we'll start easy. Go ahead, if you don't have a block, you can just use a book. You can find 2 books of the same height and then use that. Otherwise, you can just opt out of using blocks. So first, we're going to take it easy. Place a block underneath the low back here onto the sacrum. Have the knees bent at first. Place your hands at the side. Just take it easy. Feel the front side of your thighs or front side of your hips slowly begin to open. Slow down the breath as well as you stay lying down on your mat. Feel free as well to close the eyes if this helps you to set your mood. Create space as well for you to set your intention for your practice this afternoon. Feel the belly rising as you inhale. And feel the belly moving towards the earth as you exhale. And if you're ready or if you're comfortable, go ahead and extend your feet towards the front. So your hips are slightly elevated by the block. Flex the feet so that all 10 toes are pointing up. And again, take slow, steady breaths in and out through the nose. You can even place your hands onto the front side of the hips here or your hip flexors, your psoas, which is a really huge muscle. And feel that openness here, the front side of the body. Maybe you're already beginning as well to feel some stretch on the upper back. So keep breathing there. Taking slow, steady, deep breaths in and out through the nose. And with every breath as well, try to make your exhales longer than your inhales. Let's take 2 more breaths here. 1 more. Inhaling here. And slowly as you exhale, begin to bend back both the knees. I forgot you can also use pillows as support or elevation for the hips. And then from here, take an inhale, just lift the hips gently, and then place your block, your book, or your pillow over towards the side. Inhale here, and slowly as you exhale, pull both the knees close in towards the chest. Maybe even sway your hips from side to side here to get that gentle massage on the low back. And again, easy, gentle breathing in and out through the nose. Inhale here. And slowly as you exhale, place your hands behind the hamstrings or behind the thighs. And then slowly and gently rock forward and back. And rock all the way towards the front. Cross the shins or cross the feet. Take your hands down, tabletop. So find your hands shoulder width distance apart. Your shoulders are over your wrists and your hips are over the knees. Let's do a few cat-cows to help us warm up the spine. Keeping the belly button pulled in here. And then from here, as you inhale, open your heart down towards the earth. Lift the tailbone up. If there's no strain in the neck, gaze up. And on your exhale, push onto your hands. Push the earth away from you, ribs in. Take your chin towards the chest, tailbone towards the knees, rounding the back, belly in. Keeping the belly button pulled in. Inhale to open the heart back towards the earth, lifting the chin and the gaze up. Tailbone is lifted. And as you exhale, flex the spine. Pull the belly button in, chin towards the chest, tailbone towards the knees. And let's do one more. Inhale to open your chest. Lift the tailbone, lift the chin and the gaze up. And exhale to flex the spine. Pull the belly button in, chin towards the chest. Inhale to come back into your neutral spine. And slowly as you exhale, keep your hips right where they are. Walk your hands forward. Keep stretching the sides of the body long. You can either take your forehead down onto your mat. This may be your puppy pose already. Or if you can, chin and chest all the way down onto the mat. And then as you are here, create that activation on the upper back by trying to pull your hands back, but they're not going to move. So just create that action of pulling the hands back. For those who have their forehead down onto your mat, option to use blocks here. So instead of hands down on your mat, hands are on the blocks or on books, forehead down onto the mat so that you get that stretch as well on the side body as you stay in puppy pose variation with the forehead down. And keep the belly button pulled in here. Breathing space into your upper back. Slow, steady breathing in and out through the nose. We're slowly opening up the back here. And then pay attention again if you feel this in the low back. Kindly come out. You're more than welcome to take child's pose. Easy, slow, steady breaths here. Let's take 2 more breaths. 1 more. Inhale. And slowly as you exhale, peel either your chin and chest off of the mat or your forehead. Take your elbows down onto the mat. Melting the hips down onto the mat. Point your toes back. Tops of the feet pressing down. Root the pinky toes firmly onto the mat. If you have a little bit of a tight back, you can have your elbows slightly forward instead of right underneath the shoulders. Lifting the back knees off of the floor, pressing the pinky toes down, belly button pulled in. If you feel this in the low back, you can again opt out of the Sphinx position, no matter how simple the pose may be. If there is pain, kindly come up. And then from here, same thing. Pulling your hands back, pulling the forearms back, drawing the heart or opening the heart forward. Keep the belly button pulled in. Steady gaze towards the front. Try not to crunch the neck from behind you. So instead of gazing up, just keep the gaze forward or keep the gaze slightly down towards the front of the mat. Belly button pulled in. And breathe steady here, in and out through the nose. Keep both the legs engaged, pointing the toes back, belly in. Inhale here, and slowly as you exhale, point the right toes, and then lift the right foot off of the mat. Try to keep the right leg straight. So really engage, pulling that right kneecap up, point the toes back, stretch that leg back. Keep the heart open. 2 more breaths here. Inhale. And slowly exhale to take that right foot down. We'll switch sides. We're really activating the posterior chain of the body, belly in. Inhale here, and exhale to lift that left leg up. Left leg is straight, pulling that left kneecap up, pointing the toes back. Stretching the left foot back as you keep the heart open. 2 more breaths here. Belly button pulled in. Inhale. And slowly as you exhale, take that foot down. Inhale here, pull the heart to open towards the front. And slowly as you exhale, take your elbows towards the sides, melting the chest, melting the chin all the way down onto the mat. Feel free to sway your hips here from side to side to give your back a little bit of a break, as well as to release tension from the hips. Belly button pulled in. And now from here, again, engage the feet, point the toes, pressing the tops of the feet down. We're going to do a little bit of an active cobra. Take your hands underneath the shoulders, belly button pulled in. Hug the elbows in here. And from here, pressing the pinky toes firmly onto the mat. Inhale here to lift up the chest. Try not to use your hands first as you lift the chest. Belly in, inhale here. And now slowly as you exhale, lift your hands up off of the mat. Elbows in, breathe. Inhale, exhale, take your hands down. If you can, inhale to lift up higher. Legs stay straight and strong. And exhale, lift the hands. Feel the activation of the upper back. Inhale, exhale, hands down. Belly in. Inhale, maybe lift up higher. Try not to roll back down onto the mat, so really use your upper back muscles. Belly in, exhale, lift the hands. Inhale, exhale, roll all the way down onto the mat. From here, press onto your hands. Take your hips back. You can have your knees closer in towards each other. If you're feeling great, your low back is feeling good, your hips are also feeling open, you can take the knees as wide as the hips, maybe even wider, as wide as the mat, and allow the hips to melt all the way down, sitting onto the heels, forehead down onto the mat. And remember, if you're all the way here in your child's pose, that's also perfectly fine. It's just some tightness along the glutes, along the hip area, and perhaps even tightness in the quads. That can slightly affect the child's pose posture, but no worries, right? So if you're here, that's still a perfect pose for you at this point to relax the body, decompress the low back. Slow, easy, steady breathing in and out through the nose. 2 more breaths here to allow yourself to calm the nerves, calm the breath. Breathe towards the low back in case there was any pinching. And from here, look towards the front. Inhale. And slowly as you exhale, again, roll forward all the way down onto the mat. Begin again to engage the legs. So point the toes back, stretch the feet back. Pinky toes rooting firmly onto the mat. Place your hands underneath the shoulders. We're still going to go with cobra. So we're going to open the sides of the body to help us in our back bends, but we're going to use cobra still. And then don't worry, we won't do the active version. So keep the elbows in, hands under the shoulders, belly in, pressing the pinky toes down onto the mat. Firm the tops of the feet down. Inhale, slowly press, pull the heart forward. And then slowly on your next breath, exhale to gaze towards your right toes. Keep the belly button pulled in. Inhale to come back to center, puff up the heart. Exhale to gaze towards the left toes. Belly button pulled in, come back to center, inhale to puff up the heart. Exhale to gaze towards the right toes. Come back to center, belly in, inhale, puff up the heart. Exhale to gaze towards the left toes, belly in, inhale, come back to center, puff up the heart. Maybe you lift the chin or maybe you keep the gaze forward, belly in. And exhale. Melt all the way down onto the mat, head comes back last. Inhale here, exhale to press back. Child's pose, allowing yourself to decompress the low back, stretching into the sides of the body, stretching the hips, stretching the glutes, easing from the legs as well, talking to the legs, take it easy for a bit, and take slow, steady breathing in and out through the nose. Breathe for 4, 3, 2, 1. Look forward, inhale. Exhale again to pull yourself forward all the way back down onto the mat. Legs are strong behind you, tops of the feet are down. Take your hands by the side of the hips with the palms facing up. Rolling the shoulders away from the mat. Keeping the belly in. Kneecaps are lifted. Tops of the feet down. Point the toes firmly back behind you. Keep the belly button pulled in. And from here, take an inhale to lift your chest off of the mat. As you exhale, lift your hands. Steady breath here. Try to draw the shoulder blades in towards each other. Reaching the hands forward, but don't crunch the back of the neck. Keep the gaze forward and down. Steady breaths here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll all the way down onto the mat. Take your right cheek. Easy, slow breath for 3, 2, 1. Left cheek on the mat for 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to center. Again, tops of the feet pressing down, pinky toes pressing firmly, kneecaps are lifted, belly button pulled in. And from here, interlace your fingers behind you. Press the palms together, slide down the elbows, rest your hands onto the low back or onto the sacrum first. Keep the legs strong, pressing firmly onto the toes, especially the pinky toes, belly in. Roll the shoulders away from the mat. And from here, inhale, use your upper back muscles first. Lift the chest up. And as you exhale, reach the hands back. Belly button pulled in. Gaze forward. Breathe. 4, 3, 2. Make sure you're breathing. 1. Keep the chest lifted. Lift the feet. Stretch the feet back. Open the heart towards the front. Belly in. Breathe for 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll down onto the mat, bending the elbows, releasing the hands at the sides. Right cheek. Maybe sway your hips from side to side. Breathe for 3, 2, 1. And left cheek on the mat for 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to center. This time, bending the elbows. Take your hands now at the side of the lower ribs. We're going to go into up dog, or you can stay low instead of pressing all the way up into upward facing dog. Tops of the feet pressing down. Knees are lifted up. Elbows are in. Shoulders are rolled away from the mat, keeping the belly button pulled in. And from here, imagine again you're going to pull yourself forward towards the front of the mat, pulling your heart forward. And from here, press down onto the hands, pull the heart forward, inhale. And slowly on your next breath, maybe you push the floor away from you, lifting the inner thighs. Keep the tops of the feet pressing down, keep the belly button pulled in. Draw the heart to open towards the front. If you want, you can keep the gaze forward, but you can stretch the front of the throat as you gaze up. Keep the belly button pulled in. Feel this in your upper back and not in the low back. If you feel this in the low back, kindly come out. Breathe. Inhale. And slowly as you exhale, push onto your hands, lift the tailbone up. Pressing into your downward facing dog. Feel free to have a bend on the knees if needed. Maybe walking the dog, bending the knee one after another, or bending both the knees. If your hamstrings are feeling tight, you can even bend this way and focus on stretching the sides of the body long, swaying your hips side to side, even. And take slow, steady breaths in and out through the nose. Breathe for 3, 2, 1. Look forward, inhale. Now slowly as you exhale, step your right foot outside of your right hand. Keep the toes pointing towards the front instead of turning them out. Let's keep it neutral first. Take your left knee down onto the mat. Now you can either stay here if this is already a huge amount of stretch, especially for the left hip flexor, and as well as for the right inner thigh. You can stay here or use blocks or use your books or use your pillows taking your forearms down onto your props. If you are flexible enough, you can take your forearms all the way down onto the mat. So you have three options to stay in lizard lunge. This is really to open the left hip flexor as well as the psoas, which is a pretty huge muscle. So we'll stay here for a bit, breathing easy wherever you are. That's perfect. Steady breath. Breathe for 4, 3, 2, 1. Wherever you are, stay there. Lift all 5 toes of the front foot off of the mat. And then slowly point them out. Come onto the knife edge of the right foot. And then draw the right knee back. So use the movement from the right hip. Use your right hip to move the knee instead of the knee moving itself so that you keep the joint secure. Flex the right foot. And if you want, you can stay here or use your right hand to press that right knee away from you, opening the heart as well. Maybe gazing up if it's good for you. Belly button pulled in. Make sure the left foot as well is not sickling in. Breathe for 3, 2, 1. Exhale if you have your hand onto the thigh or onto the knee. Come back to center. And roll that right foot back in, toes pointing forward, belly in, inhale. Exhale, if you're on your forearms or if your forearms are on blocks or pillows or books, pressing back up into your hands. Tuck the back toes, lift the left knee, step the right foot back, downward facing dog. Keep the tailbone pressing up, thighs pressing back as it rolls in, heels pressing down. But if you need to bend the knees, again, bend the knees. Steady breath. And let's switch sides. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, left foot now steps outside of the left hand. Take your right knee down onto the mat. Let's keep it neutral first. Again, option, stay on your hands. Second option, elbows on blocks, books, or pillows. Third option, elbows down or forearms down onto the mat. Breathe space into your right hip flexor to open up there. Breathe space into your left inner thigh. Taking slow, steady breaths in and out through the nose. Try as well to keep your back from rounding here. So pull the heart forward. Try not to strain the back of the neck as you gaze forward. Keep that gaze slightly lowered towards the front edge of the mat if you're close towards the front. Steady breath. Belly button pull in. And wherever you are, either hands on the mat or forearms down or forearms on props. Slowly lift all 5 toes off of the mat. Turn it out. Come onto the knife edge of the left foot. Take the movement from the left hip again. So open the left hip towards the side so the left knee moves closer towards the earth. If you want to stay here, if this is good, or if you want more of an opening, left hand, use it onto the left thigh. Press that left thigh away from you, and then don't dump the weight onto the right side. So keep that energy rising as you pull, or press rather the thigh away from you. Pull the heart up, gaze up. If there's no strain in the neck, keep the belly button pulled in. Easy, gentle, steady breaths. Breathe for 3, 2, 1. Wherever you are, come back to center. Pull that left thigh back in. Foot again is pointing towards the front. Firm that thigh in. Inhale. Exhale, wherever you are, come back onto your hands. Tuck the back toes under. Push onto your hands. Step back. Downward facing dog. Maybe shifting your weight from side to side and taking slow, easy, steady breaths in and out through the nose. Breathe for 4, 3, 2, 1. And from here, in your downward facing dog, inhale to roll forward, taking your shoulders over your wrists. Hips are not higher than your shoulders. Keep the belly button pulled in. Core engagement as the legs stay strong. For those of you who want to take full chaturanga, you can take full chaturanga. But right here and right now, it's useful to take the knees, chin and chest down onto the mat. Hug the elbows in, tops of the feet down. Inhale here and exhale. Pull yourself all the way forward and down onto the mat. For any one of you who needs to use the strap or bow pose, feel free to use the strap. Instead of holding on to the feet, use the strap this way, especially if you can't reach for the feet. For anyone who does feel it in the low back as well, perhaps you need to use the strap instead of holding on to the foot. Right. So always listen to where you feel it in your body. Hands at the sides. Keep the belly button pulled in. And from here, chin is down, keep the belly in. Bend both the knees. Hold on to the tops of the feet. If you can't hold on to the tops of the feet, use the strap. That's where the magic is. Belly button pulled in. Either you flex or point the feet so long as you keep them active and not lazy, right? Firm the thighs in. Instead of allowing the knees to splay out this way, point the knees towards the back, belly in. And again, pay attention to where you feel the stretch on your Dhanurasana or bow pose, belly in. Inhale, use your upper back muscles just like what we did in active cobra. Inhale to lift the chest, draw the shoulder blades in. I'm not even kicking the feet yet. And on your exhale, kick your feet against the hands. Steady breath here. Gaze forward or gaze down. Breathe for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale to roll all the way down onto your mat. Take your feet down, either right cheek or left cheek on the mat. We'll do one more. For those of you who want to get more elevation in your bow pose or Dhanurasana, a block is also quite useful for this position. I'll show you on the next one. Right, so take a little bit of a break here. If you want to take child's pose, you are more than welcome to take child's pose. And from here, if you want to use the block, take your block right under close towards the lower ribs, but already on slightly on top of the belly button. Right? So your heart is already elevated or your upper back is slightly elevated. But if you don't want to use the block, you don't need to. From here, bend both the knees, grab a hold of the feet. Feel free to adjust. Again, listen to where you feel it in your body. Bend both the knees. You can use the strap to hold on to the feet or the ankles, engage the feet or the toes. And then as you can see here, you can already see my chest clearly lifted from here. So there's support from the block. It feels uncomfortable at first because of the pressure, but you'll get used to it at some point if you keep practicing with a block. Belly in. Inhale, draw the shoulders in. I'm not even using my feet yet. Draw the shoulders in towards each other. Gaze forward, slightly tuck the chin under. And exhale, press the feet against the hands. So as you can see, I have more lift in my chest here. Gaze forward. Don't try to imitate me gazing towards the side. That's not good. Steady breath. Hold here for 4. Opening the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Wherever you are, release the feet. If you use the block, take the block out towards the side. Rest here for a bit. Shake the hips out side to side. Rest your cheek onto your hand or on your mat. Hopefully I'm not freezing. Take child's pose if you want. Slow, easy, steady breath in and out through the nose. Breathe, guys, for 4, 3, 2, 1. Wherever you are, if you're in child's pose or downward facing dog, push yourself up, or rather child's pose or just lying on the mat, push yourself up into downward facing dog. sides of the body long, decompressing the low back, taking slow, easy, steady breaths in and out through the nose. Let's take a couple of or a few breaths here. Breathe for 4, 3, 2, 1. Left foot stays down. Inhale, right leg reaches up the back. One-legged down dog. Think squared hips. Pressing onto both hands, armpits stay facing down. Exhale to open up the right hip. And inhale again, one-legged down dog, squared hips, pressing the heel back, toes pointing down. Exhale to pull the right knee in. Inhale to lift the hips. Set the right foot inside of the right thumb. Take your left knee down onto the mat. You can have the back toes tucked or untucked. Right knee stays pointing towards the front. And inhale to reach the right arm up towards the ceiling or towards the sky. Belly in. Energy rises up as you reach up with the right fingertips. Right shoulder is open. Don't dump the weight onto the left wrist. Inhale here. Now slowly as you exhale, reach your right hand back. Bend the left knee, but don't hold onto the left foot. Use your hamstring to pull that foot close in towards the butt. If any one of you feels a cramp, you can go ahead and extend that left leg back. Hold here. Breathe for 3, 2, 1. Exhale to take your torso back to square. Reach your hands forward. Pull your left knee towards the right foot. And slowly exhale. Press away the floor with the right foot. And press the left heel back. Warrior 3. Firm the thighs in. Keep your gaze steady. Belly button pulled in. Inhale here. Exhale to interlace your fingers behind you. Palms together, slight bend in the elbows first. And slowly as you inhale, open the heart. Come towards the front of the mat. Pull your left knee in towards the chest. Standing with your right leg. Belly in here. If you fall out of balance, that's perfectly fine. And from here, draw the shoulders away from the ears. On your next breath, inhale to press the hands all the way down. Create a slight back bend as you draw the shoulder blades together. Point the left toes down. Inhale. And slowly as you exhale, like me, I'm falling out. Come back to center. And press that left heel back again into Warrior 3 with open shoulder variation. Belly button pulled in. Inhale here. And slowly as you exhale, keep that chest lifted. Bend the left knee. Pulling that left foot close in towards the butt. Release the fingers. Reaching your right hand forward. And now left hand holds on to the left foot or left ankle. Belly in. Left knee stays pointing down. And on your next breath, inhale to press that foot against the hand, rising up into dancer's pose. Breathe. Fix your gaze at 1 point. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 2. Firm the thighs in, standing on one leg. Inhale. Exhale. Set the left foot down the back. Palms down. Step back. Plank pose. Inhale. Exhale. Chaturanga. Inhale. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Lifting your tailbone up and back. Pressing your heels down towards the back of the mat. Easy, slow, steady breath in and out through the nose. And we'll switch sides. Let's take one clearing breath first. Inhale deeply through the nose. And exhale to side out. Right heel stays down. Inhale, left leg reaches up the back. One-legged down dog, think squared hips. Armpits stay pointing or facing down. Both equal weight on the hands. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hip. Armpits stay facing down. And inhale, one-legged down dog, squared hips. Exhale, pull that left knee in towards the chest. Inhale, lift the hips. Step your left foot inside of the left hand. Take your right knee down onto the mat. This is just the hard part. Belly button pulled in. Right hand stays down and inhale. Energize through the left fingertips as you reach the left fingers up. Open the left shoulder. Keep the belly button pulled in. Left knee stays pointing forward. Firm the left outer hip in. Firm the thighs in. Inhale here. And slowly as you exhale, reach the right hand back. Belly in. And from here, inhale to bend the right knee. Pull that right foot close towards the butt, activating the right hamstring. If you do feel a cramp, feel free to release the leg. Inhale here. And slowly as you exhale, torso again faces down towards the mat. You can use your hands as support. Pull the right knee close towards the left foot. Reach the hands forward. And exhale, press the floor away from you with your left foot and press the right heel back. Warrior 3, actively stretching into that right hamstring. Fix your gaze at one point to balance. Inhale here. And slowly as you exhale, keep the balance. Interlace the fingers behind you. Inhale to open the chest. And slowly as you exhale, come into standing at the front of the mat. And pull your right knee in towards the chest. Belly in. Fix your gaze at one point. And from here, inhale to draw the heart to open. Pressing the hands back. If you lose your balance, that's perfectly fine. Inhale and exhale to come back to center. Back into warrior 3 as you press the right heel back. Keep the chest open. From here, inhale, bend into the right knee. And release, left hand towards the front. Right hand holds onto the right ankle or right foot. Belly in. And on your next breath, inhale to open up. Pressing that foot against the hand. Rising into your dancer's pose. Opening the right shoulder. Opening the upper back. Belly in. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Exhale to take your thighs together. Reach the left arm up. Inhale. And exhale. Step the right foot back. Palms down. Stepping back. Plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Slow, easy, steady breathing in and out through the nose. Let's take one clearing breath. Inhale and exhale, side out. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, step, hop, walk, or jump towards the front. Lie all the way down onto your mat. And this time, I want you to grab a block or grab a book or something that you can squeeze between the thighs. Just prepare it at the side of your mat. Check that your feet are about hips width distance apart. Toes point forward, knees stay tracking towards the second toe. Keep the belly button pulled in. And from here, palms are down on the mat. Inhale to lift the hips up. Exhale to walk your shoulder blades in. Interlace your fingers. If you can, press the hands down onto the mat. Inhale to lift the chest up towards the chin. And if you have a block, this is incredibly useful as well for your bridge pose. To help you stay in the pose, you can place your block onto the sacrum or in between the butt cheeks if you have them at the tallest height. And then stay here in supported bridge pose. Maybe you interlace the fingers as you draw the shoulder blades together. And then don't splay out the knees. Keep the knees pointing forward. Keep the belly button pulled in. Easy, slow, steady breath in and out through the nose. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Keep the belly button pulled in. Firm the thighs in. No pain in the low back, especially as you are still in bridge pose. Stay mindful. 2 more breaths here. And exhale, release the fingers. If you're using a block, release the block towards the side and set the hips down onto the mat. Windshield wiper the knees from side to side. You can also just knock the knees in towards each other. Steady, slow breath. Then when you come into a back bend, let go of that feeling that it makes you anxious or it makes it difficult for you to breathe. I want you to let go of that feeling and then focus instead of, as you lift up or as you go into back bend, focus instead of filling your heart up with joy every time that you open the heart or every time that you stretch the back or when you do a back bend, so that you replace that feeling of negativity, replace it with something positive. Right, so come back to center. For those of you who are having a hard time, especially practicing your wheel pose, you can take blocks at the side of the ears. Practice this with the blocks against the wall. Take your feet hips width distance, toes pointing forward, because this will help you in your wheel pose, especially for those who have slightly tight shoulders. So if you have the wall here, pressing the blocks against the wall, take your knuckles of the palms onto the blocks and then the fingers are onto the outer edge of the block. Pay mindful attention to where your elbows are pointing. Firm the elbows or the triceps in. Elbows are pointing up. Option to stay in bridge pose instead of doing the wheel. So I'm just showing you how to use 2 blocks to help you in your wheel pose. Lifting the hips up, belly in, firm the thighs in, press onto the blocks, crown of the head down, firm the elbows back in, plug the shoulders back, belly in, firm the thighs. And on the next one, inhale, press up into your wheel pose. Maybe you straighten the arms, keep the thighs firming in, keep the belly pulled in, press the heart back. Right, so practice that way in your wheel. Try to see if it helps you. If your body is not ready for a wheel yet, then take it easy. Don't go for the wheel. Second exercise that I would want you to do, grab a hold of your block or your book, whatever you can use to help you with adduction or taking the thighs in towards each other so that it will take the back bend from the low back and take it towards the upper back and the shoulders, right? Because you don't want your back bend to go into the low back. We want to keep that joint safe and secure. So we want our thighs to be firming in. We don't want our hips to be opening up. So we don't want our knees to be splaying out. So use a block, fit it in between the thighs. Squeeze the block with the thighs. Prepping yourself in your bridge pose. Grazing the heels with your fingers. Keep the belly button pulled in. Firm the thighs in. Arms reach up over the head. Exhale to bend the elbows. Take the hands under the shoulders or beside the ears. Firm the triceps in. Elbows pointing up. Belly in. Firm the thighs. Inhale to slowly lift the hips. On your exhale, press onto your hands. Take the crown of the head down. Firm the thighs in. Plug the shoulders back. Belly in. Firm the thighs. Keep firming the thighs in. On your next breath, inhale. Exhale to press onto your hands. Keep squeezing the block as you stretch up into your wheel pose. Steady breath. Squeeze the block. Belly in. Gaze between the fingers. Breathe for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Bend the elbows. Keep the elbows pointing up and back. Slowly land down onto the mat. Release the block towards the side. Windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Or you can take it without movement. Knocking the knees in, feet towards the sides. knees in towards the center. Steady, slow breath, in and out through the nose. And we'll do one more variation with the wheel. So think back on when we did the warrior 3 variations and then we stood up with one knee bent. We'll take that as well into our wheel. We'll take it into one-legged wheel with the other knee bent and then straightening that leg out, pointing up towards the ceiling. Right, take one breath, inhale, and side out. Now for those of you who don't want to do one-legged wheel, practice again squeezing the block with the fats going into your wheel. For those of you who want to take it easy, take bridge, or you can just opt out and take a break. Right, from here, toes point forward, knees point forward, and pointing up. Firm the thighs, reach the arms up over the head, inhale, exhale to bend the elbows, take the hands under the shoulders, elbows pointing up, belly in, inhale to lift the hips, keep squeezing the thighs, firming the thighs in, exhale, come onto the crown of the head, plug the shoulders back, squeeze the thighs, belly in, and on your next breath, inhale, exhale to press up. For those of you who want to try, walk your left foot towards the center. Exhale, pull the right knee in. Press the chest back. And then exhale, extend that right leg all the way up. Pulling that right hip back, pointing the toes up. Bend the right knee. Take it down. Replace the left foot with the right and switch. Pull the left knee towards the chest. Inhale, exhale. Extend that left leg up. Pull that left hip back. Belly in. Squeeze. Exhale, bend the left knee. Take it down. Both the feet down. Press the heart back. And slowly hug the elbows in. Bend. Chin to chest. All the way down. Onto your mat. Take a break. Knock the knees in towards each other. Or windshield wiper the knees, up to you, what suits you best at this point. Relax, easy, slow, steady breath, in and out through the nose. Right, and remember that when you do a back bend, think again that when you open the heart, stretching the upper back, stretching the front side muscles like the pecs, the deltoids, your abs, your obliques. Think about filling yourself up with joy and gratitude and replace all the feelings of anxiety, all the feelings of hardship or anything that's difficult. Move that away from the mind. Right. Full breath, inhale and exhale to side out. Hug the knees in towards the chest if you feel that the back is ready. Otherwise, take a moment to keep the knees knocking in with the feet down. Option to take eagle legs. Wrap the right thigh on top of the left. You can clip it all the way in. You don't have to do this. You can just keep the knees together and then twist. Knees towards the left side. Right arm reaching towards the side. Always good to go for a twist after a back bend, most especially after a back bend practice. Go for your twist to realign the spine. Helps to decompress the low back as well. Relax the body. Inhale and exhale to come back to center. For those of you who did the eagle legs, switch sides. Left leg is now on top, wrapping on top of the left thigh. And take your knees and feet towards the right side and open left arm towards the side. Belly button pulled in. If there's no strain in the neck, you can gaze towards the left fingertips. Allow the low back to decompress. Allow the side body to stretch out, creating more openness and length improving your flexibility as well. Inhale. And slowly exhale, come back to center. If you had the eagle legs, come back to neutral, hugging your knees in towards the chest. Inhale here. Take your hands behind the hamstrings. Roll up and down, massaging the low back. And roll all the way towards the front. Take your feet forward, pull the hips back to create more length and space for the low back. Keep the belly button pulled in. Inhale to reach the arms up and over the head. Exhale, use a strap if you feel like you are slightly tight. Hold on to the strap with both the hands. Otherwise, you can have bent knees if you don't have the strap. Belly in, you can have your hands on the feet or on the mat. Lengthen. Inhale, neutral spine. And slowly as you exhale, fold. To help us counter all the back bends that we did, we're going to go for forward folds, stretching into the hamstrings, creating space for the low back, keeping it protected as you keep the belly button pulled in. Slow down the breath. Release any thought that may arise. Relax the body here. And let's take 2 more breaths. And from here, inhale to rise up from Paschimottanasana. Baddha Konasana, take the soles of the feet together. Bounce the thighs from the earth. Hold on to the throats. Actively press the thighs down onto the mat. And we'll take the round back version, so Baddha Konasana B in Ashtanga. Right. From here, belly in, inhale, press the heart towards the back. And then slowly as you exhale, actively press the thighs down, fold forward. Make sure that as you fold, the stretch is on the inner thighs and not on the low back. You don't have to go all the way deep. The forehead doesn't need to touch the toes. Breathe for 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly inhale to rise all the way up. Exhale to extend the feet towards the front. Right. And then slowly roll all the way down onto the mat. So this next one is slightly like a core exercise, but it looks like a plow as well. So instead of taking your hands down onto the mat, take your arms over the head, palms facing up. Flex the feet. You don't need to do this if you feel like you've had enough. You can take your Shavasana already. Flex the feet, keep the belly button pulled in, palms are open. Inhale here. Exhale to lift the feet, lift the hips, tap the feet onto the forearm or onto the hands. And then slowly exhale. Take the hips down, release the feet towards the front. So this is really a compression drill, so we're doing the opposite of the back bend. We'll do it 2 more times. Belly in, inhale, lift the feet, lift the hips, feet towards the hands or onto the forearms. And then slowly roll back down, feet down. We'll do 1 more. Flex the feet, firm the thighs. Inhale, exhale, lift the feet, lift the hips, tap the hands or the forearms. And then take your thighs as close towards the chest. Roll all the way down. Inhale here and exhale. Hug both the knees close in towards the chest. Wrapping the hands onto the elbows. And let's take 1 big breath. Inhale. And exhale. Release everything onto the mat. Take your feet towards the front. Have the toes pointing out. Take your hands at the sides, palms facing up. Close the eyes. Take your Shavasana, reaping the full benefits of your practice here. Relax. Take as much time as you need here in your Shavasana. Do even a short seated meditation if you still have time to do so. And then I'll see you again soon, right here, hopefully the same time. Thank you again for practicing with me, and namaste.